Hello to my kings and my queens, my brothers and my sisters. I greet you all with love and light of the Most High God, the infinite creator, source of all things, source within. I thank you for checking back and watching another video of your sisters. So I thank you. I thank you all for your love and supporting my channel. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I want to do a quick disclaimer, all right? Due to the topic I'm going to speak about, please, I appreciate it. Don't look at your sister, and I'm only speaking to these small, select few. Don't look at your sister as a god, all right? Due to the fact that you see something in me you don't see in yourself. I am your sister in the spirit, all right? I'm your sister in the spirit, and I'm walking with you, all right? I am a child of the light, all right? I'm not your God. I'm just your sister. So do not exhort me, okay? You only exhort, your creator, all right? And that Christ light that's within you, he that is within you is he that is greater. He that is in you is greater than he that is in the world. That's who you exhort, all right? But not your sister. And that's all I want to say on that. I see a lot of that on YouTube, and I don't like it. And it's sad how my brothers and sisters resort to that. They think so little of themselves. It's really sad. But I can't do anything about that. All I can do is stay in my lane. And but I don't want no one on my platform to look at me as though I'm better than you. Just because I'm having an experience that you cannot relate to, okay? Many of you can, and many of you can't, and that's okay. So anyway, the topic, I want to keep my promise and do a video speaking about false light, okay? There are many videos on YouTube of people speaking about it. A lot of people are speaking about it, mostly from research. Okay, I haven't really heard anybody actually speaking about it. As far as actually having an experience, I'm pretty much hearing it from a research perspective. People who are looking at the people who they are considered as spiritual leaders, gurus, you name it. But anyway, I'm just going to speak from my experience, my testimony, all right? I've seen 2 lights, all right? Actually, I've seen 3. I don't want to say too much right now, but anyway, I just said my 3rd eye was activated. I was lying down, and I saw, I closed my eyes, just rested my eyes, and I saw this. We all are in darkness in the beginning, okay? We all are in darkness in the beginning. I started seeing this light that was in the distance, and it stood out. This light definitely, stands out. It's just like a bright white light in the distance, sort of roundish looking, and I was attracted to this light. Yes, I was. Now, real quick, we all know, many of you know, that online people are talking about how, they're saying don't go to the white light. If you do, you can end up being, reincarnated, sitting back, due to the power that be. You have these archons out here, they're pretty much, they don't want people to actually, spiral up, they don't want people actually going back to the creator, so they try to block them by showing them a false light, all right? Like I said, I saw this light in the distance, and it definitely stands out, because for some reason, when you're in darkness, that's what you're looking for, some sort of a light, you know what I mean? So anyway, I saw this light in the distance, and the more I was looking at it, I felt myself being drawn to it more, right? I felt myself being drawn to it more, so the more I looked at it, the closer I got to it. But I noticed as I was moving closer to this light, okay, that I was seeing within myself, I was seeing some movement, what looked like shadow-looking figures. There was like, to me, they was like guarding this light, walking back and forth. You know, I would see like maybe about 2 of them, you know. Like I might see one, you know, walk past the light. And then I start seeing 2 walking past the light, you know, like behind each other. And then, you know, then I see one, you know, walking back across the light. And I'm like, what is this? You know, I'm like, what is this? You know, are they guarding this light? You know, is this for my protection, not to go into this light? So, I never did actually enter the light. I was just sitting there amazed because of what I was seeing within myself. And these dark beings, that's what I'm calling them, all right? I couldn't see them fully because their image was blacking out, okay? That's why I'm calling them dark beings. They had noticed my presence, all right? Because I did realize that, you know, when I'm in that realm, I'm able to like raise my hand up because, you know, I'm familiar with my, you know, my astral body. So a lot of times I raise it up just to see, you know, if I'm glowing and all of that. So I was, you know, glowing in that realm, you know. But anyway, get to the point. They had noticed me, okay? They had noticed me. They had noticed my presence. And as one was walking past the light, it stopped and it looked my direction. And then you know, you're looking at me, I was looking at it, and then it started to move up towards me, all right? Now, even though it was moving up towards me, I still could not get a full image of it. You know, I just saw it as some dark, blacking out being. But one thing I did notice, I did not like its energy. Its energy was very dark, and it turned me off. It turned me off so bad, I was trying to get away from it. And I noticed the closer it got to me, it got so close to me, I was paralyzed. You know, just like a lot of you who go into that state of being paralyzed when you are asleep, you know what I'm talking about. So that has been my experience seeing this light, all right? Now, is this the light that they speak about if you go in and as far as, you know, you're transitioning from this life to the next life, and, you know, you're trying to get back to source, but you end up being, you know, distracted by this particular light? Because, like I said, there are archons, there are dark beings that are like gatekeepers, you know, by this particular light. I've seen it. It could be this light, family. I'm thinking it could be this light. Now, let me tell you one thing about this light. This light has no other color. It's just a bright white light in the distance, okay? And you can be drawn to it, especially if you're someone that's looking for the light, okay? Because that's just the natural response. You know, when you are in darkness, you're looking for the light. So I'm assuming that's pretty much the doorway as far as being a false light, okay? Now I'm going to tell you why I say this. Because I've also experienced seeing a light. I see this light outside of me. I see this light within me, all right? And it flickers with all kind of beautiful colors, all right? And this is something I'm seeing now in the present, to this day. Ever since I've been, having these experiences, I've been seeing this particular light, all right? Now, when I close my eyes, and actually this light sort of like an orb that follows me. Let me just say that. It looks sort of like an orb that follows me. It's beautiful colors like green and red, green and blue. It's constantly changing up. Like I said, green and red, green and blue, green, blue, and violet. My camera cut off on me. I apologize. But anyway, then there are times when I'm in meditation, I will light up a little bit, enough so I can see my way around, shall I say, enough to navigate, in the space that I'm in. And I would notice above me, not in front of me, but above me, okay? It's much, much brighter than the space that I'm actually in. The space that I'm actually in is starting to light up a little bit, but not as bright. But I notice above me is much, much brighter, okay? I will also notice my essence, starting to rise up, okay? If you want to call it spiraling up. I wasn't going up like in a spiral movement, but I felt my essence rising up. And I was rising up slowly and slowly. So I started to look up. Because I noticed above me, it looked brighter, much, much brighter. And as I was looking up, I was seeing this light. But it sort of reminded you of a whale. Like you're inside of a whale. You know, like if you can imagine a person that's above ground, they're looking down in a well, they're looking at you. As I'm looking up, I can see features of people. I can't see them that good, but I can see movement above me. I can see the heads and everything. I can see about maybe 2 or 3 people looking down at me. And they're looking down at me as though they're very curious, you know, but they're checking me out. And my essence is rising up, and I'm looking up. And the more I'm rising up, you know, I want to be up there where they are, you know. I want to be up there where they are. And I get more excited, you know, because I'm rising up. And I know it is something to this, you know, compared to the last experience that I had as far as me seeing that light in the distance. But that light in the distance, the first one, it was like straight ahead. It wasn't up. You know, it was like straight ahead, you know, it just catch your attention. You looking straight ahead. But this particular light was like up. And I'm looking up, and it looks kind of, I'm trying to remember. The only way I can describe it is though it looks like I'm in a whale. You know, all around me, you know, it's not as dark as the first space that I was in. Like I said, I'm starting to light up a little bit, but above is very bright. It's real bright above. And, you know, my intention is I want to come up out of the space that I'm in. I want up out of the space. I want up there, you know, where, you know, everybody else is at, you know. Whoever they are, you know, because I never sense anything negative about them, you know. I just see them as people, you know, because that's how they was coming off as people, you know, that was above looking down at me, you know. And the closer I would get up to them, there was times I was knocked back down. It was times I was knocked back down. I would see like a hand, like it looked like the hand was reaching out to me, but as though I was trying to like grab the hand, it's like something would just take me and just like sort of like push me back down. I don't know if they were pushing my head down or what, but and I couldn't feel them pushing me down, but my essence was going down, you know. My spirit man was going down. And then there was times when I was actually able to, you know, make it all up to the top, you know. I would you know, feel my essence rising up, and one of them would extend their hand, and I would see them looking up, and like I said, you know, I would visualize, you know, my spirit, you know, hand reaching out to them, and before I know it, I'm immediately out of that space. I call it a hole, but I'm immediately out of that space immediately, and that space, that new space that I was in, it was so bright, like whitish gold. That's all I can say, family. It was so bright, like whitish gold. I did a video about it. I'm not going to go into detail. I thought I was in heaven, to tell you the truth. The Most High God has many, many, many kingdoms that are on the higher realms, all right, higher dimensions. I do believe this was one of them. Was it actually heaven? I'm not going to say it was. I'm not going to say it was. But these people, let me say this. These people, they didn't treat me any different when I saw them. I couldn't see everyone's ethnic color. Everybody had like a glow to them, an inner glow to them, a spiritual inner glow to them. Everybody was wearing white robes. Majority of the men had hair on their face. All right. Some had some kind of cloth on their head, wrapped around their heads, and others' hair was just hanging down, or some kind of shawl, you know, like over their heads. I actually thought I was in heaven, to tell you the truth. I'm like, you know, where is this? You know, this place is bright, you know, and it's like once I was out of that well space, that's what I call it. Once I was out of that well space, you know, that space that I was trying to rise up to the top, it's like I was immediately, you know. And, you know, another thing, I remember this also. I remember once I was out of that space, I remember, like, looking to the side, and it looked like as though I was seeing a whale. I kid you not. It looked like as though I was seeing a whale, as though I came out of that little, whatever that tunnel was, you know, it looked like I came out of that. So I think I did remember seeing the well. That's why I keep saying well so much. But anyway, I do remember looking to the side, and I saw what looked like a well. I'm like, ooh, that come out of there? But anyway, once I was out, the environment was just whitish gold. And you can see people ethnic see as far as their features, facial features, but I was not seeing colors as far as, like melanin, dark melanin people, or Caucasian, Caucasian. I wasn't seeing any of that. Everyone just had that, beautiful, just spiritual glow to them. That's the only way I can describe it, family. But I was seeing different people, it just that I wasn't seeing the actual color. And there were many other things that I saw. Like I said, I did a video about it. I think I had named it, oh Lord, what did I name that video? I think I had called it, I saw a glimpse of the kingdom. I think that's what I called it. I saw a glimpse of the kingdom. But many of you can type that in, you'll see my face or whatever. You're welcome to watch it. I'll go into a little more detail of the things that I've seen. But I do recall seeing big old huge buildings, the little cathedral inside. Cause 1 minute I was outside, the next minute I was inside. It was as if something was trying to show me around. I was seeing people. I was walking. I was outside of the building, and then I felt myself like entering the building. And all of a sudden, I went on this hallway, and the ceilings were like vault-looking ceilings, and it was just roomy and spacious. It was just beautiful, family. It was just, can no words describe it. It was just beautiful. All I can say is I know I wasn't here on Earth. Okay, let me just say that. I knew that I was on a higher plane, a higher dimension. Let me just say that, all right? The atmosphere, everything was just of love and peace, and, that's the only way I can describe it. But I just want to give many of you an example of the different two lights that I saw. Like I said, one of them, the first light I saw, it was pretty much, I was looking straight ahead. I was in darkness, and all of a sudden this light stood out in front of me, okay? But what came with it, I was seeing some beings, some archons that were blocking this light, all right? They were guarding this light. And then the second one I saw was above me. As I started to light up on the inside, and my space was starting to light up. I noticed a light above me, and I started to look up. And not only was I looking up, my essence, I'm sorry, I ain't mean to stuttering. My essence started to rise up. That's the difference in the two, all right? I remember in the word, I can't think of the scripture, but I remember reading it when Christ was speaking to his disciples, right? And they were asking him about the kingdom. And he was letting them know, I forgot how he said it, but he said it sort of like, you would know the way, and the way you would know. You would know the way, and the way you would know. If many of you know what that scripture is, please leave it down there in the comment section. I had to do a video, and I don't, how people say it, have my receipts, I had to do a video, and I don't have the examples of where the scriptures are. But many of you who are Bible readers, you know what I'm talking about. It might be in Matthew, but Christ was speaking to his disciples, because they asked him a lot of questions about the kingdom, about being born again and all this mess, and about entering the kingdom. And he was giving them a lot of parables. But you know what? He is right. You would know the way, and the way you would know, because, this other light I've seen, family, and I'm going to end this video. Many of you are welcome to ask me questions. I'm not the kind of person that looks down on my brothers and sisters. If I have the answers, I will answer your questions, all right? But let me just say this real quick. There is another light that I have been seeing since I had a spiritual awakening. My third eye had awakened. I started really seeing this light after I had a Kundalini, to be honest with you. But it looks, like I said, it looks like a chakra. It has many, many colors to it, and it's sort of reminds you of an orb, and it follows me everywhere. I mean, I see it outside of me, and I see it within me. This light, once I learned to master myself, and I will this light to me, okay? And it gets real close. I see a being, okay? I come to understand that this being is my higher self. My higher self have a symbol right here, okay? Because me and my higher self are one, all right? Once I am connected with my higher self, well, let me say it like this. Once my higher self, once I will this light to me, and I started seeing the image of my higher self. Like I said, my higher self has this image on the forehead, all right? It's a certain kind of image my higher self have on the forehead. I will myself to go inside that light, all right? And I become one with my I am present. I become one with my higher self. Once I go inside that light, I am immediately in that realm, all right? I am immediately in that realm, okay? And sometimes it's not easy for me to enter. Let me just say that. So like I told you with the other experience, when I'm trying to go up and I get knocked back down, all right, for whatever reason, maybe, you know, my heart may not be, you know, as light as it feels as it should be, you know, because there has been times I have been knocked back down, and then there have been times I have not been able to enter into that symbol of my higher self. There has been times, you know, it's like my higher self would just fade away from my presence, you know. But the time that I am able to enter in, I am immediately in that realm. Immediately. I'm seeing what my higher self sees. And like I said, I'm not saying it's heaven. I'm not saying that. But my higher self is connected to source. But I am immediately, I know for a shadow of a doubt, I am immediately in the kingdom. The kingdom of God is within us, all right? And his kingdom are definitely the higher realms. The higher realms have many, 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 many dimensions, all right? You know, it's just a matter of which dimension that you are in, but all those realms are angelic, okay? And all those realms are not, you're not only just dealing with angelic beings, but you're dealing with people, too. There are people that are living also on these realms, all right? They're living on these higher planes of existence, on different planets, shall I say. You know, you have a lot of planets. They have beings and people that live on them. There are living on different planes of dimensions, all right? Everything's about dimensions, family, all right? Every planet has life on it, all right? Whether they're underground or whether they are living in certain dimensions, all right? Even the sun, all right? And I've been told by my higher self. I would advise many of you to get that truth for yourself. But I found out this to be true for myself. There is life on the sun as well. It is within the, like I said, dimension, but it is on the inside. All we see is with our current eyes, the outside, and we feel the heat. But inside, it's a totally different story. But anyway, so in all, I pretty much was giving you like 3 that I was seeing, and I'm going to recap, and then I'm going to end this video. The first light I saw, I am in complete darkness, all right? That's the space that I'm in, and I see a light before me, all right? It stands out, and it's bright, whitish looking, but I see archons that are guarding it, all right, for whatever reason. But I'm assuming that must be the false light. But I cannot say for sure, but I'm assuming that's the false light. Because like I said, there are dark beings that I was seeing that was guarding that light. So the way I see it, pretty much for my protection, not to enter in it anyway, you know, for whatever reason. So I seen that light. Then I seen the light within myself to where I start to light up on the inside. And I noticed above me, there's a greater light above me. When I look up, I notice my essence start to rise up. It looks though I'm in a well. And as I rise up, and I am able to exit out, like I said, for me, I would notice someone pulling me up. I don't feel the physical presence of them, but I will see like an arm reaching down, though they're trying to pull me up. It's weird, family, but that's the way it seems to me, you know, looking through my spiritual eyes. But immediately when I am outside of that well space, I'm somewhere else. All I know is I'm on a higher dimension and plane. That's all I know. And it looks whitish gold there, and there are people there that wear white robes, all right? The third light just follows me everywhere. I see it outside of me, I see it within me, and like I said, when I will this light to me, the closer I see it. And this light I'm talking about has a lot of colors to it, a lot of beautiful, you know, amber, you know, just a lot of beautiful colors. It's constantly changing colors. But when I will this light to me, I start seeing my higher self. My higher self have a symbol on the forehead. The closer my higher self gets to me, as though it is entering me, becoming one with me, I enter through that symbol. All right, I enter through that little round looking symbol that's on the forehead, and I am immediately in the higher realms, all right? I am immediately in the higher realms, and I am being shown things, all right? As though someone is showing me around, you know, that's the way, you know, it seems to me. Even the people that I see, you know, they look at me, but they don't look at me as though like, what are you doing here? You know, some of them look at me and they do like this. You know, they might look at me and smile and then look ahead and walk on. But I'm never getting the look like, what, you know, what are you doing here? You know, what are you? But I do get some of those looks where they're checking me out. I say that they're checking me out, but it's never the look as though I don't belong. It's never that kind of look. But, you know, it is for some of them that look as though they're checking me out. So that's all I want to say, family. I'm not going to say too much about that. Like I said, I've done a video about it. Many of you are welcome to watch it. I love you in Christ. I thank you for checking your sister out. I leave you with this. Please know there are no stupid questions, all right? I feel like the biggest ignorance there is when you have a question and you don't ask, all right? The word said, ask and you shall receive. So, like I said, if any of you have any, questions, leave them down in the comment section. And remember, I'm your sister. I'm walking with you. And I thank you for watching my videos. That really helps me as far as me spreading my light, my testimony with my brothers and sisters. And peace and love to you all. And bye for now.